Open your Super app right now. Look at the number. Now ask yourself honestly, is that where it should be for someone your age? Because the latest data from ASFA just dropped, and for the first time in 3 years, the target balances have gone up. Today I'm going to walk you through every single age bracket, show you the recommended balance, the average, and the median. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly whether you're ahead, behind, or right on track. Most people think about Super the wrong way. They compare their balance to their mates over a beer and think, yeah, I'm about the same, she'll be right. But here's the problem. The average Australian is behind. Comparing yourself to the average just tells you you're keeping pace with a group that isn't on track either. What you actually need are the ASFA benchmarks, which work backwards from what a comfortable retirement costs and tell you what your balance should be at your specific age. And a comfortable retirement isn't luxury. It means private health cover, a decent car, occasional holidays, keeping the aircon on without guilt, and a few restaurant meals. ASFA puts the cost of that lifestyle at $54,840 per year for a single person and $77,375 for a couple. To fund that from age 67, a single person needs $630,000 in Super, and a couple needs $730,000. Those lump sums just increased because the age pension hasn't kept up with real living costs. Electricity jumped 21.5% last year. Beef rose nearly 11%. Medical services climbed over 4%. The stuff retirees actually spend money on is inflating faster than the headline number. So the retirement target moves up, which means your target at every age below 67 moves up too. So let's go through it. If you're in your early 20s, you're just getting started. The median Super balance for someone aged 18 to 24 is around $4,963. By 25, ASFA says your balance should be sitting at roughly $27,500 if you want to be on track for a comfortable retirement at 67. Most people at this age won't be there yet, and that's okay. But this is the decade where every dollar you put in has 40+ years to compound. Even small voluntary contributions now have an outsized effect later. Moving into your late 20s, the median balance for ages 25 to 29 is $19,162. The average is a bit higher at around $24,340 because high earners pull it up. But the ASFA target by age 30 is $70,500. That's a significant gap for most people. If you've changed jobs a couple of times, you might also have 2 or 3 Super accounts leaking fees in the background. This is the age to consolidate and get serious. The median balance for ages 30 to 34 is $36,016, rising to $74,130 for ages 35 to 39. Averages are higher, $53,154 for men and $44,053 for women at 30 to 34, and $90,822 for men and $71,686 for women at 35 to 39. But the ASFA target at 35 is $118,000. That means even the average Australian male at 35 to 39 is sitting nearly $28,000 below the benchmark, and the average woman is $46,000 short. The gender gap starts showing up clearly here, driven by career breaks, part-time work, and the pay gap compounding over time. If you're in your 30s and feeling behind, you're not alone. But this is the decade where catching up is still very achievable, because compound growth still has 30 years of runway ahead. The median for ages 40 to 44 is just $79,445. The average is $131,792 for men and $102,227 for women. But the ASFA target at age 40 is $178,000. So even the average male is nearly $47,000 short. By ages 45 to 49, the median climbs to $144,272, and the ASFA target at 45 is $239,000. That's a gap of almost $95,000 for the typical Australian. You're established in your career, possibly earning more than ever. But between the mortgage, kids, and daily life, super gets pushed to the background. The median for ages 50 to 54 is $122,150. The ASFA target at 50 is $313,500. By 55 to 59, the median reaches $202,583, while the target sits at $399,000. Averages look better: $301,922 for men and $228,259 for women at 55 to 59. But averages are misleading because a small number of very large balances pull the number up. The median tells you what the actual middle person has, and the middle person in their late 50s is nearly $200,000 short of what they need. This is the decade where the concessional contributions cap of $30,000 per year becomes your best friend. With the super guarantee now at 12%, if your employer is putting in $12,000, you've got $18,000 of headroom to salary sacrifice. That money goes in at 15% tax instead of your marginal rate. If you haven't been using that headroom, now is the time. The median for ages 60 to 64 is $163,218. The ASFA target at 60 is $496,500. The average sits higher, $380,737 for men and $300,717 for women, but still well below the benchmark. By 65, ASFA says you should have $604,500. At 65 to 69, the median is $217,954. Even the average male balance of $428,533 leaves a $176,000 gap. If you're in this bracket and feeling stressed, remember that super is only one piece of the puzzle. ASFA's benchmarks assume you own your home outright and will receive a part-age pension. Those two factors alone dramatically change the equation. But if you're renting in retirement, the picture is much tighter, and a modest retirement for a single renter requires $340,000 in super. So here's the bottom line. No matter what age bracket you're in, the pattern is clear. Most Australians are behind the benchmark. But being behind doesn't mean you've missed your chance. The super guarantee is now at 12%. Starting July 2026, payday super kicks in, which means your employer pays your super every time you get paid, not once a quarter. That alone gets your money into the market faster and compounding sooner. On top of that, you can salary sacrifice up to $30,000 a year in concessional contributions and put in up to $120,000 in non-concessional contributions if you've got the capacity. Every extra dollar you put in today compounds for every year between now and retirement. If you got something from this, hit subscribe and share this with someone you think would also benefit from it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.